Chapter 4. Intention setting helps you spend more of your day working purposely. As mentioned in the previous chapter, choosing what to give your undivided attention to is essential to hyperfocus. Chris Bailey says intention should always precede attention. Intention setting allows us to decide how we should spend our time. Focusing our attention on that task gets it done efficiently. The best way to become more productive is to decide on what you want to accomplish before you even start working. Why is intention setting so important, you ask? Well, not all work tasks are created equal. Some tasks enable us to accomplish an incredible amount with every minute we spend on them. These include such goals as setting aside time to plan what main tasks you want to accomplish each day, mentoring a new employee who just joined your team, and volunteering for a charitable cause. These tasks fall into the necessary and purposeful categories we discussed in an earlier section of this summary. We inadvertently slip into autopilot mode when we are not deliberate about the categories of tasks we want to spend time on. Here are 3 daily intention-setting rituals that can ensure you always focus on what really matters most in the moment. Number 1, the rule of 3. At the beginning of each day, choose the 3 things you want to have accomplished by the end of the day. It is important to note that this is not your regular to-do list. These 3 intention slots are solely for your most important daily tasks. Following this rule daily forces you to figure out what actually matters. And by each day's end, you'll discover that you've accomplished a lot more than the 3 things you initially set out to achieve. Attention without intention is wasted energy. Chris Bailey. Number 2, your most consequential tasks. Make a list of all your tasks for the day and take a second to consider the consequences of carrying out each task. The sum of both its short-term and long-term consequences. The most important tasks on your list are the ones that lead to the greatest positive consequences. Of all your necessary and purposeful tasks for the day, which one has the potential to set off a chain reaction to help you achieve more? Number 3, the hourly awareness chime. One way to stay on track with your intentions is to frequently check what's occupying your attentional space to see if you've slipped into autopilot mode, and reflect on what's important and consequential. To do this, set an hourly timer on your phone, smartwatch, or another device. When your hourly chime rings, ask yourself these questions. Was your mind wandering when the awareness chime sounded? Are you working on autopilot or on something you intentionally chose to do? Are you immersed in a productive task? If so, how long have you spent focusing on it? By frequently checking in on your mind, you will be able to focus longer and spend more of your day working intentionally. Chapter 5. Putting your mind in scatter focus mode helps you connect the dots and get more creative. Up until now, we've focused mainly on the negative effects of a wandering mind. However, this mind-wandering mode, when we scatter our attention and focus, can also be immensely powerful. Chris Bailey calls this mode scatter focus because in it, our attention scatters to focus on nothing in particular. Unlike hyperfocus mode where you have to direct your attention outward, scatter focus is about directing it inward, inside your own mind. Generally, daydreaming has a bad rap, and part of this bad reputation is truly warranted. When our intention is to focus, daydreaming can greatly undermine our productivity. But daydreaming is a very potent tool when we want to solve problems, think more creatively, brainstorm new ideas, or recharge. As far as boosting our creativity is concerned, mind wandering has no match whatsoever. It's quite easy to enter scatter focus mode. All you need to do is let your mind be. Just as you hyperfocus by intentionally directing your attention toward one thing, you scatter focus by deliberately letting your mind wander. In scatter focus mode, you leave attentional space free around what you're doing in the moment, whether going for a run, biking, or doing anything that doesn't take up your full attentional space. In terms of productivity and creativity, scatter focus gives you the ability to do 3 powerful things at once. First, it enables you to set intentions and plan for the future. You can set future intentions when you're immersed in the present. Taking a step back and directing your attention inward helps you switch off autopilot and think of what to do next. Just as hyperfocus is your brain's most productive mode, scatter focus is its most creative. Chris Bailey. Scatter focus also lets you recharge. Focusing on tasks all day consumes a good deal of mental energy. Scatter focus replenishes that supply so you can focus for longer. Lastly, scatter focus nurtures creativity. The mode helps you connect old ideas and create new ones. It floats incubating thoughts to the surface of your attentional space and lets you piece together solutions to problems. The more creativity your job or a project requires, the more you should deliberately practice scatter focus. In the next section, you'll learn about the 3 styles of scatter focus and how to deploy them. Chapter 6. Use any of the 3 styles of scatter focus to deliberately direct your attention inward. There are 3 different styles of scatter focus: the capture mode, the problem crunching mode, and the habitual mode. Let's take a concise look at each of them. Number 1, capture mode. This involves letting your mind roam freely and capturing whatever comes up. It's as simple as sitting down and sipping your morning coffee with a pen and a notebook close by. You don't have to do anything. Simply let your mind roam and be aware of where it wanders to. Write down all the ideas and plans that rise to the surface of your consciousness. The capture mode is best for identifying what's on your mind. Number 2, problem crunching mode. To enter this mode, hold a problem in your mind and let your thoughts wander around it. Turn it over and explore it from different angles. Whenever you get stuck or you catch yourself thinking about something unrelated, gently nudge your attention back to what you intend to think about, or the problem you intend to solve. Make sure you have your notepad with you here as well and write down the solutions as they appear. Problem crunching mode is useful when you're brainstorming a solution to a specific problem. It enables you to solve complicated problems more creatively by providing non-linear solutions you wouldn't necessarily arrive at while logically brainstorming with a pen and a sheet of paper. Problem crunching mode gives your mind the space and freedom to make these large leaps in your thinking. Chris Bailey. Number 3, habitual mode. Studies have found the habitual mode to be the most powerful style of scatter focus. Chris Bailey also strongly recommends that you practice this mode often. Like other modes of scatter focus, the habitual mode is fairly easy. You simply do something habitual that doesn't consume your complete attention. This gives your mind space to wander and connect ideas. To practice habitual scatter focus, pick something simple that you enjoy doing. Then, keep doing that one thing and nothing else until your mind wanders. The tasks could be something as simple as knitting, walking to work, or doing the laundry, as long as it doesn't fill up your attentional space. In fact, the simpler the task, the better. For instance, going for a walk will uncover greater insights and connect more ideas than listening to music or reading a book. As long as you have attention to spare, good ideas will rise to the surface of your mind. This style of scatter focus is best for recharging and connecting the greatest number of ideas. Conclusion. Most of our actions are done on autopilot mode without deliberate consideration. This state of mind enables us to keep up with the demands of our life. However, making some decisions on autopilot can be very detrimental. If we are not as deliberate as possible while making these decisions, we can find ourselves paying the price of our laxity even years later. How we manage our attention is one of those decisions. Attention is our most limited resource. To become more focused, productive, and creative, we must manage our attention as intentionally as we can. A major way to manage our attention is to be deliberate about the things we allow in our attentional space. Your attentional space is the amount of mental capacity you have available to focus on and process things in the moment. And given that this space is so small and can hold only a few things at once, it's essential that you are deliberate about what you allow in it. Recent studies have shown that our brain has 2 powerful modes that can be unlocked when we use our attention effectively: hyperfocus and scatter focus. Hyperfocus is a focused mode which is the foundation for being highly productive. All you have to do to put your mind into this mode is to focus on a single task or project so it fills your attentional space completely. When your attentional space is filled with a single project, you will feel calm and motivated. Scatter focus, on the other hand, is a creative mode which enables you to connect ideas in novel, non-linear ways. Here, you simply let your mind wander freely and pay attention to everything that rises to the surface of your consciousness. Try this. What's occupying your attentional space at this moment? Take stock of everything that's on your mind. If you find that your attentional space is a bit too full, simplify what's in it, either by writing down these things so you can deal with them later or by refocusing on what's actually essential in the moment.